It's going to be a still image video.
All right, environment art. Let's start with that.
Okay. So yesterday, Kaz and I looked at the Heritage Hill lookup table, and I think we got something that looks good.
Okay.
And you can see the selection circles much better now.
So did you accomplish that through a re-render or just the lookup table?
Lookup table combined with Kaz's edits,
Okay.
and then a couple of little lighting changes. Basically, like what the biggest problem was, the ground was just like super noisy, especially at night.
Okay.
So I turned that down a bit.
Did you end up getting the crystal that's not emissive?
No, that's probably gonna be the first thing I do today.
Okay, yeah, make that the top priority.
All right.
And then you had mentioned that the Sun and Shadow 2 revision should be in today's build.
It should have been, but I didn't get them until really late.
Okay.
And there's
so
a lot
it'll be
of
in tomorrow's build.
yeah.
Okay. And then Copper Lane, did we look into that at all?
I didn't have time.
Okay, so we just did the LED stuff yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And I got the Valewood path in the game. So
Yeah, you had mentioned that yesterday.
well, it should be in the build now.
Oh, okay. Let's go to UI. So the in-game slide.
0 of 10.
What
would not
is
recommend.
is that an A3 bug?
Probably. It's a B for the script interaction. I don't have a
B4.
bug for. Yeah, it's
That's
a
a B4 bug.
Oh, it's never going to get done.
I don't think I have a bug for the portrait.
I can give you a bug for the portrait.
All right.
Did you? There was a bug a while back for the scripted interaction and the Ruins exterior at least, where that machine is not really supposed to explode. It is just supposed to have a BOEC come out of it.
Right.
But we have an explosion image.
Right.
But I think there's
I
probably
made
different things we can use.
So I made a version of like a shockwave thingy coming out, but the structure's intact.
Yeah, perfect.
Right.
Do we have that in?
Yeah.
Oh, awesome.
So I know Stephanie was taking screenshots for backer rewards for backgrounds. Did she ever get that stuff to you, Rose?
The wallpapers.
Yeah.
She's still working on that stuff.
Okay.
I don't think she's doing screenshots. I think she's doing like concept art.
All right. However she wants to do it, whatever.
I saw some of the
Is it not good?
current one. Well, it's like the thumbnail things
All right,
I did
well,
for
talk
Divine
to her
should-
about it.
You should probably talk to Rob too.
Dude,
He might be able to
Yeah,
help
that's
out a
cool.
little bit.
it's crusty.
Yeah. So talk to Rob. Let's just figure out a real way. Like I don't know. Screenshots would probably be better.
Okay.
We'll see. Grimoire stuff. You were
Yeah.
in UI.
I don't have anything final yet. I'm mocking something up right now.
Okay.
Also a guy.
Yeah. For Judgment Day.
Judgment Day. And then you were working yesterday with Sean
Mm-hmm.
for the what stuff. Seth, animations. You had fixed up the reloads. That was cool. You were gonna look into creating new cast anims for the heralds.
Yeah, I'm still working on those. I've also been going through and looking at spells, making sure that they are using the best animations. Is there like a console command or something to just give you all of the wizard spells? Or...
Nope.
Unfortunately, that is not the case, and like it's also a little difficult too
Because they have to be in the Grimoire.
Yeah, you have to be in the Grimoire, and like you have to be a wizard if you're gonna have like wizard spells, and like because a lot of the other classes you can just grab, I think, their abilities.
The easiest way to do it, honestly, is just to
Create
start with.
something.
We'll start with L off, and then just add a bunch of experience and level them and add the spells that you want.
All right, because that's getting a little patchwork. It's like each time I do it, I have to remember which spells I grabbed the last time.
Yep.
I'm also looking at, there's a checkbox in the transitions for every transition that called Atomic that protects it from being interrupted while transitioning, and I'm looking at removing all those because we can't think of a situation where that's actually helpful and it may be creating problems.
Wait, what's the, what?
It's in the animation graph.
In the animation graph, each transition has a checkbox whether that transition is protected from being interrupted or not.
Okay.
And thinking about it, there's not a great.
That's the thing. That's the thing that fixed the knockdown, right? The knockdown was like taking a while.
Yeah, there were some issues.
I thought they completely reworked that though. Knockdown. I thought Tim had fixed that so that it was very reliable.
Yeah, it's not to fix the knockdown specifically, it's
Okay.
just that's something that's probably.
Because I think if they were flinching or some weird stuff, it would take us an extra like half second or something.
So it could be adding time and interrupting things, so.
Is that checkbox in the meta file? Because that can make this.
No, I don't think so.
It is something that I can run through the text editor, so probably I can do that pretty quickly that way. Sean was saying that it was easy enough.
Okay, so looking at the atomic flag. All right. And then the combat stance is not switching if you swap weapons. Dave had mentioned to me that he had fixed that yesterday, so it should be good in today's build.
Sweet.
Yes, now will not look bizarre. Narrative.
Still working on the lighting, sun, and shadow cutscene. Hopefully done that today. That thing's a beast. My other changes to cutscenes are I expect to be more minor, so when this is out of the way, we can get to the other ones much faster.
Cool. And then you had mentioned that Kara was working on her playthrough.
Yeah, actually, I gave her some stuff to do. I figured she could go through and do an audit of the voice sets to find any kind of efforts that were stupid, and then replace them with better efforts. Because they gave, they dumped like kind of all the efforts that we recorded, and some of them suck and should be taken out and replaced.
Was that from Bobby's feedback yesterday when he was playing?
Was it? Yeah, I think there was a
almost or something like that.
There was something. There was a dumb death for one of the girls in the opening died. She was like, ah! It was just terrible. So.
Yeah, the almost stuff I think is an improper mapping because there's a voice, there's a line for a critical miss, which is if you if you make an attack that has a negative final roll, you'll be like, ugh, and like everybody has that. And then that line will also play if you do an AoE that completely misses everyone. So if you just throw it out and like there's no one in there, they go like, bah, jeez. But Bobby was hearing that same line playing like on hits. So I don't know if something was mapped improperly or it was being called improperly.
Yeah. Okay.
So I don't know if we filed that though.
Just let us know, like if she notices that she has mapped it correctly and it is still not, because then we'll have to have Steve or somebody fix it.
Run that almost one and see what's up with it.
Okay.
I can bug this later, but I was playing yesterday a little bit in the BB Priest. When she cast, I think it was one of her heal AoEs. She sounded like she was hurt, like in pain or like kind of hurting. It was like,
yeah,
she casted it. It's like,
could be
probably her set probably doesn't have the right thing mapped.
BB Wizard.
BB Priest.
BB Priest.
So she just uses one of the default player voices.
Yeah.
I'll check it later. I'll bug it.
Character art.
Going to do maybe a pass on spears.
What do you mean?
I don't know if they need a lot because they're just spears, and I don't know if we have a lot of uniques.
As many
I mean,
as
do you have
others.
anything else on your plate?
Yeah,
Deep?
I do. I'm just a heads up. Yeah.
No, I'm just saying, like, if you have actual bugs that you need to be fixing, you should
Okay.
probably fix those instead of taking passes on spears.
Right. Okay.
Unless, like, you were, like, completely drained of
No,
stuff.
I have plenty of others.
Okay, then I would work on those, to be
Okay.
honest. Creature audit as well. So you got in a bug on that yesterday. So that would also be one of those things that's probably more important than this weird.
I can probably do that.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I don't know how much you're going to get out of that, but
Is that
any kind
super-
of memory savings is good.
High priority on that stuff.
That's pretty
Well,
high.
yeah, the texture
B
stuff
plus?
is
That's pretty high. It's like an A3-ish type.
Considering that we have people crashing like
Yeah.
all the time in the editor,
Okay.
it's probably
B plus.
B plus.
B plus.
Maybe
There
B
you go.
minus.
All right. Programming. Continuing to work on save load with status effects. Still doing that?
I got most of the status effects done. I'm great.
Yeah, if you're gonna switch everyone else, you get it too.
I got most of the status effects done. There's still a bunch of stuff that isn't being saved, and I just noticed like there's a lot of talents that modify abilities through status effects, and like that stuff isn't being saved and loaded properly.
Did you figure out the item?
No, the item. I need to talk to Steve and Tim about this. The items that grant abilities that stuff needs to be looked at.
So items that grant abilities and also talents that modify.
Modify abilities?
Abilities.
Yeah. So that stuff is pretty borked right now.
Sweet.
I think that's the last of it, hopefully. But who knows?
Don't break my heart.
Yeah.
Adam.
That might be the last of it.
All right.
Jorge brought up that he was looking at, I don't know whose bug list he's looking at, but he said there was some design bugs that were on some programmers' plates.
Okay.
And he noticed that there was a design bug sitting on someone's plate, and he was wondering if we could go through.
Well, I mean, we've been going through their
Yeah.
bugs. I mean, it's just.
I don't know if you need a designer to do that, because they might know, like, I can fix
Well,
this.
maybe
Something-
just ask Jorge and figure out what the.
Yeah.
what
You
the
can
problem
always
is.
move them around.
Like, is it an AI setting thing? Is it a
Yeah, I don't know.
creature prefab setup? I don't
All
know.
right. Well, I'll talk to Jorge and see what he's talking about.
And have Preston working on the stuff that we sent him.
Yeah, the character creation,
He's up and running.
interstitial text, stuff like that.
Where does he sit?
He sits over with Anthony and
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah, he's right in the corner.
Kemsky.
So BMAC, is he working on store bugs still?
He's done with all the store bugs, I think.
Okay, we should probably have. Do you know if he finished that? He finished that yesterday, right?
Oh, yeah, he wrote up one bug about you can't see camping supplies on the store screen, like how many you
Oh, how
have.
many you have. Yeah.
And so he says it's kind of weird because like you get maxed out, and you can't buy anymore.
Well, I mean, that's also like somewhat of like a little larger problem, which is you don't get any feedback whatsoever. It's just like you're just trying to buy stuff and it just doesn't let you, and it doesn't tell you like that is the reason why.
Yeah.
And
You're
so
Well,
even if you have
camping
multiple things
supplies.
So
there, it can be weird.
I think there's room. One, on a related topic, did you put in a thing for party roster on the same screen on that store panel?
There's a button that switches between stash and party. Or
Remember
what
I talked to you about like there was a request to be able to dismiss like
Oh.
whenever you're at a place where you can make an adventure, you can just go straight to the party roster and be like, get out of my party.
Oh, right.
Because that, like, if we're saying that a person can make a character there, it's implicit that they can move people out of their party because they could do that. They could just be like, I make a character and I clear all 5 other party members out of my group.
I don't know if there's a bug for that. I can check. But the art is done. I mean, we can just reuse the same one that we use in the Stronghold and throw the button in there.
Okay. And then if there is room, we could put a camping supply like button or indicator, and at the very least, if you try to buy camping supplies and it's maxing out, we can light that up and play a sound. Which is not explicit, meaning there's no string
I
for
think
it.
people will figure it out.
I think they'll figure it
Yeah,
out.
I think as long as they get some kind of feedback.
Yes.
We could split. I could where I draw the amount of gold the party has. I can split that in 2. So there's
Sure.
You
If
know.
there's room for it.
yeah. You can look into that.
Okay, so BMAC and you should take care of those today, so
Yeah.
we can have a review of the store stuff tomorrow.
All right.
We need a sound.
What is the sound for?
Too many,
Not
No.
being able to purchase.
too many wood.
Too many logs.
You got too much wood.
Just
Too much
no.
wood? Yeah.
It's just a mechanical.
So maybe VO or some
No.
natural
No,
sound,
no,
like,
Just sound.
like a big buzzer.
Yeah, there you go.
Too much
Make it a little
wood.
buzzer.
It's basically just saying you already are full of camping supplies.
Try to figure something out.
Logs packing.
Okay.
Logs crushing.
Audio. So there were a lot of bugs on Atom yesterday. There were audio bugs.
Okay. Adam L.
They all.
Brennecke.
I was checking. Yeah, I was checking them yesterday, and they all worked.
Okay,
So
good.
I'm thinking that when the bugs were written at the time, maybe whatever wasn't playing, or who knows
Yeah.
what the deal was.
Cool.
But all the ones I gotten yesterday.
Oh, these were the abilities that weren't
Yeah.
firing? Yeah, okay, so, yeah.
It may have been that they just needed the blank VFX to attach stuff to. I don't know what the deal is. All I know is it works now, and so
Good.
I kicked it over to QA to verify the rest. But
Cool.
the 3 or 4 I checked were all working.
Awesome.
And then I'm in the process of going through Burke's bugs right now, assigning ones either back to Tim or over to Josh, or verifying them fixed if they're fixed or whatever. That should be done hopefully today. System design.
Not a whole lot. I have very few bugs technically in my queue, but I have a steady stream of usually data bugs. They're either from you or they're from QLoc, because I think QLoc is doing a
Yeah, they're doing the pass right now.
the pass right now and stuff. So Thankfully, there aren't a whole lot of those, and most of them are really minor data fixes, so those have been really easy. Today, also I did a few tweaks and things yesterday to damage output for certain spells. So in addition to just functionality testing, they're also doing like, hey, this is overpowered or whatever. So I have made some balance tweaks to certain spells like Fireball and Burst of Summer Flame because they were a little gnar for instant spells. And then today, I'm pretty much going to try to just play through whatever. Was today's build good?
He's not here. He's not here.
All right. Well, if today's build is good, I'm going to play through that and prep for Friday, so that if there's anything really glaring and weird, we can hopefully fix it tomorrow.
Yeah.
And then on Thursday, the stream should be.
What area is this?
We'll see.
Somewhere probably.
TBD.
Yeah, probably Defiance Bay-ish. Somewhere.
It could be Defiance Bay. It could be Raiders Hold or something. I don't know exactly.
Cool. Audio.
Yes.
Anything you want to talk about?
There were about 800 voice files that weren't being compressed or loaded into memory. So we fixed all of those, and hopefully that improves our memory situation a little bit. Everything's going to seem very loud in the game right now. That's because we've done we've normalized all of the volumes for everything in the game in a systematic way, so that now we can just lower each class of sound globally, and that should fix things. But it is a manual process because we don't have a slider or anything like that does it. So I don't know what priority that is for you guys. If you want it done sooner than later, I can do this sooner than later. Otherwise,
is it something that in the near term could be? The only concern I have in the near term is the stream that I'm doing on Thursday.
Yeah, it would sound very bad for the stream. So
I guess you should probably fix that then.
Okay.
Yeah.
I could take a pass on that
Okay.
today.
Thanks.
So we're ready for that. There's a lot of minor things going on kind of simultaneously. I can't really think of them all off the top of my head. But Zach is going through and fixing the gunshots because they sound really bad. They just weren't they were very underwhelming, and there's a bug for that. So
Speaking of gunshots.
Yes.
So there was a bug where crossbows are having gunshots. It's like that is on Steve's plate as well, and I know Seth was kind of looking at some of that, but we're not going to do it as like an animation fix. We're going to do it as a programming fix.
Okay.
I don't think you're going to have to do anything, but you might want to get with them just in case, just to check.
Okay. And you mentioned that you were doing some tweaks to the heralds.
Yes, they did not have a custom cast animation, and they're having one made.
That's it.
That is what it is. Okay. When that's ready, then we'll be ready to work on the heralds.
Cool.
And there was some cutscene stuff. The first cutscene that you were able to get through, I believe, has sound now.
Okay.
And the Watcher Vision stuff is in. No, it's not in. We're waiting on programming support for that. It's some minor stuff that we requested in order to just make it sound cool.
Okay, can you let us know, because
He told me about it.
okay, is it
It's super minor.
okay?
It's a line of code.
It's just calling an extra sound so that the transition.
No, but I guess what I'm saying is if it's super minor, it might be deprioritized. So like we just need to make sure we do it if that's holding you up from what you're doing.
Yeah. I mean,
we should get that in. I would like to see that in.
I'll just tell Robbie to do it.
Okay. Yeah, and that's it. I mean, there's a lot going on, but those are sort of the bigger items.
Okay.
Still doing localization stuff. Some of the teams feel like they shouldn't translate Durance's name because of reasons.
Well, but
So I'll
I mean,
send
why don't we
that
just
to
tell
you.
them what they're supposed to do? Like, tell me how it's supposed to be, and we'll tell them that's what it is, and then they.
Well, they have like because of cultural reasons. So I wanted to go over it with Eric and Avalon and see. I mean, if we want them to translate it, we'll have them translate it. But they should at least.
Yeah,
the reasoning.
I've run into this before where, for whatever reason, and obviously we're not from these places, but like on Neverwinter 2, they changed the names of all the default party members in the starter party, like in German and a few other languages, and I was like, but I picked this for this reason, and they're like, yep, that doesn't matter to us because like it doesn't make sense to us, and this does make sense to us. So I think it's worth at least hearing what their deal is.
I mean, if we decide we want to still translate it, I'll just tell them to translate it, but they have their reasons, so we'll go over it. But yeah, just working on localization stuff. finishing up some of the Kickstarter rewards. That's about it.
You said stickers are gonna be in next week,
Stickers are supposed to be here on Friday.
so maybe we can look to signing.
Start signing them next week.
Did you make a bug for the portrait?
No, but I can.
Okay, that was good.
Okay. I think that's it. Anyone else got anything?